is reinventing yourself like Groundhog Day, the movie? I want to talk about that in this video. Happy Groundhog Day, Reinventors. I'm Amelia, and this is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to reinvent yourself. I want you to live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and please share this video. Why is reinventing yourself like the movie Groundhog Day? Do you have to keep doing the same things over and over again in the same day or situation and fail and figure things out and grow and change? Well, yes and no. For me, the whole idea behind the movie is that eventually you get it right and you move on. But in the meantime, you've got to make plenty of mistakes. You've got to do stupid things. You've got to have people think the worst of you. You've got to make a commitment to change. You've got to stop doing the same habits. You've got to learn from your mistakes. So there's a growth and a maturity that comes in the experience. And for me, that is the similarities that I find in reinventing yourself and the movie Groundhog Day. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Groundhog Day. There's been lots of other movies that are the same genre of repeating a period of time or a period of a day. And I watch Groundhog Day a lot, pretty much every year. I love the idea of getting it right eventually. And I don't know how many times Bill Murray's character has to relive the day. I can't remember how many times that is. Maybe some of you know. If you know, please let me know in the comments. But he finally gets Andy McDowell's character and he grows, he matures, he becomes a better person through the whole experience. Now, Groundhog Day is not the only movie that has this kind of idea of repetition. I know that one of my favorite Christmas movies, which I thought was a Hallmark movie, but apparently it's an ABC special movie, was the 12 Days of Christmas, or maybe it's the 12 Day. Anyway, was it? Okay, I got it written down here. I'm sorry, it's the 12 Dates of Christmas. And it's the movie where the woman falls in the mall and she has to relive Christmas Eve over and over. And she finally gets the guy in the end, but she has to go through a whole lot of really funny things and some embarrassing things and some stupid things and like, oh my God, I can't believe she did it things, but really comes out and becomes a better person because of the experience. Another movie that I just really recently realized I've never seen it, it is on my Netflix to be watch list, is Before I Fall. Before I Fell? No. Yeah, Before I Fall, which was released in 2017. And this is about the young lady who, I think she's a high school senior and she relives the same day again and again. I've not read the movie. I've not read the book. I haven't seen the movie. In fact, that's probably what I'll be doing after I film these videos. But what the idea is, it's like deja vu. Although deja vu is sort of the feeling that you've relived this situation before, which I've had some deja vu experiences that just cannot be explained. But anyway, that's kind of the idea where I think we get the idea of Groundhog Day, that you are reliving and maybe you can make different choices and redo things. And I think that is all about reinventing yourself, is the realization that you can make different choices, that you can do things differently. One of the problems that we often have that leads us to reinventing ourselves is realizing that we are doing the same things again and again, and we expect a different outcome. And that's called crazy. That's the definition of crazy. So, we have to really realize when we're reinventing ourselves that we can't do the same things. We can't react the same way. We can't have the same habits. We have to change. And that is the huge deal with these kind of movies, this genre, is the characters change. Now, not everything is great and sunny and wonderful, but a lot of things are. And I think that's the real lesson that we need to learn. In fact, I was thinking about it this morning while I was getting ready to do this video. And even though I had made all my notes and had everything ready to go, I thought about the fact that one of the things that is powerful in the movie is that Bill Murray's character fails. And he's not afraid to fail. He's not afraid to grab the groundhog and take it in the cab of the truck and go over the side of a cliff. He's not afraid to do something absolutely stupid, like overeat or party or call people names or whatever. He's willing to fail and fail big. I mean, it's not just little mistakes. I mean, he's willing to go out on a limb. And when we decide that we really want to live with joy, fulfillment, and purpose in our lives, and we're not doing that, we have got to be willing to take the chance and fail. And it's not an easy decision to make because nobody wants to be a failure. Nobody wants to make mistakes and mess things up. But sometimes we just have to. Now, we don't have the luxury of the day or the time or the situation to restart. I know that. But at the same time, we are capable, fully capable of learning from our mistakes, seeing where we went wrong, and being willing to try again, even if it means another failure. And that's the repetition of the movies that I'm talking about, where they'll fail again and again until they get it right. Reinventing yourself is hard. Reinventing yourself is not an easy choice, and it's not an easy thing to do. And you've got to realize that when you get started, it is going to involve some major failures. I can talk all day long about some of my major failures that I've made in my own reinventing journey. Okay, so here's my biggest failure, bar none. Writing. I'm a failure at it because I stopped. When the pandemic started and happened back this time last year, I was writing, I was doing well. I was like doing these 10,000 words a day challenges. I mean, I was doing really well, writing up a storm. I had great ideas for my book, and I stopped. And I haven't picked it up yet. You know, that is a failure. And that's what I'm talking about. Now, here's the deal. You can't stop with the failure. I realize that. I've got to start writing again. This has got to be something that I've got to pick up again. And I think that's the wonderful thing about the movies is they do have to start the day over and they have to pick up again. And maybe that's something about reinventing ourselves that we need to learn how to get ourselves restarted. What's our, wake up moment? When we've fallen in the mall and we finally realize we've done this 15 times already. Or, Sonny and Cher are singing that song again. We're starting the day over again. We've got to have that something that keeps us going. So I wanted to, think about that. And I also wanted to give you 4 things that you can do to create a reinventing lifestyle so that you can grow and mature and move on. And the first thing is you need to do is to change your habits. Now, I did a video on this way back when about changing your habits, and it's up here. Changing your habits is not an easy thing to do because your brain is wired a certain way that it's going to do the same things again and again. But you have to make a commitment. You have to recognize the habits you have now. You have to cultivate new habits. You have to do them again and again till they become habits and your brain gets used to them. And that's, what you need to do. For me, for writing, I need to get in the habit of writing every day, even if it's 15 minutes. Start out small. I don't have to write 10,000 words the first time I sit down, but I got to do something. Even if it's rereading what I wrote and get inspired again, I have got to have that habit. And that's one reason why I talk about little steps when you are reinventing yourself. You've got to have those little steps so that you can create new habits. And you do a little bit every day, and you get closer and closer to your goals. Now, the second thing is so important not only change your habits, but you've got to be willing to fail. In fact, it's not just being willing to fail, you need to purposely try to fail. And I think that's one thing I like about Groundhog Day is that Bill Murray's character purposely tries to fail, and it is a life changer. So that's what we have to do. I've talked about failure a little bit in this video up here if you want to check that out. Failure is not something we talk about a lot, especially in Western society, American society. For us, it's about overcoming all obstacles in the American dream, and failure is not seen as a good thing. But how many people who have made it big were failures in something else? And you got to be willing to fail. And you got to be willing to learn from your failures. And that's the third thing. Learn from your mistakes. Figure out what the lesson is. Figure out what you need to be doing differently. Don't be crazy. Try for the different outcome. Do things differently. What can you do? What lesson have you learned? What lesson have I learned? I think that not to let what's going on in the world create such a writer's block in me, or such a stumbling block, or such a, just a roadblock, just causing me to stop and not do anything. I need to not let whatever's going on out in the world create a problem inside. Okay, that's what I need to learn. So what is your lesson? What is the thing that you have learned, or from your mistakes, from your failures? I want you in the comment below, just put something you've learned or something you've learned to do better because of mistakes you've made in the comments. I want to hear from you. And the fourth thing is simply this: move on. You got to move on. The day finally doesn't repeat anymore, and you just move on. Your life, you got it. Don't wallow in your failures. Don't wallow in your mistakes. Don't wallow in the fact that you repeated a day 572 times, or however long it was, and just keep going. And that is the strength of reinventing yourself. If you take these 4 steps and live them, and live your best life through them, then you will be a better you. And Reinventing You has your back. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Don't forget to check back. I post weekly. Don't forget to leave comments, share this video. And when I say share this video, what I mean is copy the link. You can share an email. You can share it on your social media like Instagram or Facebook, and let other people's know, and let other people know that you've learned something from this video and you think they would appreciate it as well. Well, I don't know if the groundhog saw his shadow today, but I do know that I enjoyed making this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it as well. Have a great one.